evening, everybody, and welcome along to VSL Season 6. This is the season finale. Last week we were at Bahrain, the full layout, and because we loved it so much, we are going there again. But this time, we're doing the short layout. A bit of a reminder about the track for those of you that don't know about it. First held in 2004 in the Sakir International Circuit, but the short layout only in use on the game. The difference is of the track in that it has 10 turns with 2 DRSs, one being the same as the original circuit, start, finish, straight, and then there's one being at turn 5 and 6, which equates to turn 10 and 11 of the original circuit. So there are a few differences there. The drivers are not tend to be keen on this track, but as commentators, we love it because there's always action all over the place. People go for moves everywhere. It's just brilliant to watch. So if I don't have a voice by the end of tonight, don't be surprised. My name is Jess, your commentator for this evening, and we will be going through the championship standings. Now, for those of you that watched last week, you saw Mata getting the overtake that he needs to do in order to seal the title last time out. No one else could do anything about it. He is champion. That's why he's got a trophy in the graphic, 288 points to his name. So congratulations to him. Carl in second with 258 points. Pete in third with 167. Pretty much first and second is pretty much sealed, but for everybody else, it's pretty close indeed. Fourth is Glot with 129 points. Fifth is Brandon with 119. Sixth is Ryan Berry with 115, joint with Redmat. Eighth is Acorn with 77 points. Ninth is Iceman with 73. 10th is J-Luke on 73 as well. 11th is M. Ryan with 71 points. 13th is Risky with 59. 14th is Yuri with 47. Ahmed in 15th on 44. Tony in 16th with 41. 17th is Niels with 38. 18th is Kev with 33. 19th is Newgarden with 31. 20th is Panos with 27. And 21st is Lee with 22. Now the Constructors is also a done deal. Last time about, Team Yellow claimed it. Well, they were pretty much going to be victorious anyway because obviously they needed a bottle from all those team members in order to have go down to the final race. But it's not. Congratulations to all of Team Yellow as well for securing the team's title. Blue in second with 428 points. Green in third with 416. Fourth is VSL Pink with 325, and last, I don't think it's much going to change really at the bottom, but you never know, places can be made up. So those were a bit of a rundown of your drivers and constructors standings. Now, like last week, the circuit is a power circuit, but due to the fact that it's shorter as well, people have got to be more aware of track limits. The drivers have been warned about this, in particular towards, I would say, the run up to turn 4 and 5. Very tight entries into that corner as well. There could be quite a few incidents there as well. So hopefully we won't see any people going to the steward's office because of that. And there's also obviously the DRS straight as normal and stuff like that. So plenty of things to watch out for. And we're in the lobby now, and we are about to get underway. Time does fly by when you're having fun. It's been a long season, but it's been a very, very good one, and it's hopefully the drivers will be able to put on a great show. So, without further ado, let's head straight to the track. So here we go. Bahrain short. Hopefully people won't get confused with between the long layout and the shorter layouts today. Now, I got to give a quick mention to someone. Actually, someone has requested something, and I'm going to live up to that request. I may as well do it now before we get into some racing. Hopefully these people are tuned in. They probably don't know that I'm about to give them a shout out, so they're going to have a nice surprise there. So, M. Ryan's family's been having a tough time at the moment this week, and M. Ryan wants a shout out to Tom Ryan and Dan Ryan, his dad and brother, who love watching. I think they watch it every week as well. So massive shout out to you guys as well, and I know you support him as much as you can. So thank M. Ryan for that, because he was the one that wanted this shout out, and I wanted to get that request in. Wow. I thought that everyone was loading up pretty quickly. I was like, that was quick, the people loaded up, but that's fine. So I'll have a quick rundown of the tyres for you later on as well. As we've got, obviously it's a 100% race this week, so obviously due to shorter track. So the Delves is going to be about the same as last week, 7 tenths slower between the softs and the mediums, and then 1 second slower between the softs and the hards, and about 3 tenths slower between the mediums and the hards. If I were them, probably go on to, maybe majority of drivers will be starting on the soft compound tyres. And there's been no shoes reports this week as well from last week, which is good news. So the final mandatory 2-stop around Bahrain short of this season is Matter, Kyle and Red Matt, who finish in the top 3. Obviously, Red Matt is not here tonight, so it is just 2 people that is going to be on the 2-stop. And I think I can see quite a few red striped tyres about to get ready, or they may be giving me a lot of secrets, I don't know. But just a quick rundown of how long the tyres could last as well. The softs could last 26 laps, mediums could last 33 laps, and the hards last 40 laps. But maybe if there's a safety car, the tyres could be pushed for a bit longer. I've seen the hards, I think, push at, give or take, I think, 44 laps at one point. But that's just drivers who are very, very lucky. And, you know, I've never tried Bahrain short, but short tracks never fare me well, because it just, like, I always, like, retire after the first laps, probably like the first 20 laps or so, I just either crash into someone or just retire myself, which is very annoying. So I can understand why the drivers don't like the shortened version of the tracks. But at least we're going to Bahrain short. Bahrain short's my favourite, so but I haven't raced it as much as the other short tracks on this game. So the drivers are readying up for one final time in one shot qualifying. Don't forget, they have one shot of making a first impression, and there is Tom Ryan giving a thank you for the shout out. You're welcome, you're welcome. And if anyone else wants any shout outs tonight in the chat and want to get involved as well, please feel free, that'll be amazing. We're running on board with Acorn this week as they make their way towards turn 1. Now they're going to be around about second gear around this corner and be heading to third and fourth gear on exit. Now, this is very tight towards turn 3 and then into turn 5. Someone's probably caught out of that already. Good traction around here on this DRS straight. The dirty air may be difficult around here as well, because it's possibly hard to overtake around here, but it's another understeery part of the circuit. Maybe people will take a little bit more risk this week. They've seen the drivers take some risks last week, so you know what? They're probably going to do it this week as well. As we head towards the back straight of turn 10, 9 and 10, and then heading towards the final corner. Let's see what lap Acorn's going to do. Not bad lap from him, because our current, well, it was our championship leader, but he is invalidated in the final corner. Or he might have invalidated on purpose to start at the back. I'm not entirely sure. But it's Kyle, who was our championship contender last week, was on par with a 58.2. Pretty good lap, decent lap. Closely followed by Pete. Just 100th shy of pole, so pretty good. Acorn in third, Yuri in fourth, Tony in fifth position, Panos in sixth, Newgarden in seventh, Ahmed in eighth, M. Ryan in ninth, Ryan Berry in 10th. And then we got Jamie, Matter, Brandon, Lee and Glock, who have unfortunately invalidated, but it may not hit them in the race. Maybe some of the drivers may want free choice of tyres, but for some of the drivers, they've got nothing to lose. They may not be fighting for position in the Drivers' Championship or the Team Championship. So this is the race where they can really take the gambles and really pull off the best performance that they can. And I don't know why the wet tyres are in the garages. It was the same thing last week. I got a bit confused, but it's probably people playing around with the tyres a little bit as well. But I would like you to tell me in the chat as well, based on all the liveries you've seen this season out of all the team colours, which driver's team livery do you like the most and why? Just let us know, and I could get a few thoughts when the race is quieting down a bit, because I know in probably halfway through the race it does tend to get quiet, but then it gets spicier towards the end. So yes, it's really tough. I liked Matta's livery as well, and I liked Brandon's livery as well. That's pretty good. There's quite a lot of liveries that just really stood out to me. So it's going to be tough to decide the livery of the season, but just a quick mention as well about what's going to be happening after Season 6. I have been told I was allowed to say this. I did ask, can I say it? And I am allowed to say it, and I thought I'd say it now because I don't think none of the drivers are listening as well. So we are going to be doing an awards night very, very soon. Not quite sure if it's next week, the week after, or anything like that. We will keep you updated and posted on the VSL_F1 Twitter. There are many awards that are going to be given out on the night by admins, and maybe I'll be giving a cheeky award out or two. We'll have to wait and see, and it will be live on the VSL F1 YouTube channel, so check it out as well. And we've got some cheeky little plans for Season 7 as well, which we are not going to give too much away at this second, but I'm very excited. I've been told what they are, and it's going to be a good one as well. And keep an eye on for F1 2021 because it's going to be epic. But anyway, as the drivers get their strategies as well, we're interested if people are going to do the one stop or the two stop. Probably people could do softer mediums. I think it is possible to get the one stop done around here, but you're really going to be pushing your tyres. But the ones on the two stop could be actually probably at the most advantage here. So should be interesting. Very, very interesting. But anyway, and what's been your favourite race as well this season to watch? There's been so many good races. We started obviously in Mexico for round one. Obviously the preseason race was USA, but we do not want to talk about that. But we started off at Mexico, and then we went to Brazil, Britain, Azerbaijan, Spain, China, Austria, Netherlands, Belgium, Monza. I have to say Belgium was pretty cool. There was quite a few changeable conditions. I have to say Belgium was probably my favourite race. And we've had also Singapore, Monaco. Monaco was pretty good as well in terms of strategy as well. We had Canada, Australia. I almost said Austria again. I do not know why. We had the full version of Bahrain last week, and then we got Bahrain short this week to round it off. So, 10 seconds remaining before we go into the formation lap, and then we'll find out what tyres people are going on to. Probably the mediums, I would say, for outside the top 10, but there's only 5 drivers outside the top 10. So we'll have a quick look. So then, quite a mixed bag actually. We've got 3 people on the softs. That's Matta. Obviously, he's on the 2-stop. I understand why he's on the 2-stop strategy. Then we have got Matta and Brandon on the soft tyres, and Lee. Look, the only one outside the top 10 has gone for the mediums. Ryan Berry and also went for the mediums inside the top 10, as well as J. Luke as well. So J. Luke is the alternate strategy pole position, and this is probably one of those tracks where it could work for him. So we will see. And the camera doesn't like that corner for some weird reason. So I wonder if we're going to get those problems tonight. I really do hope not. Now, if you haven't watched a race around Bahrain Shore before, then really you missed out. I've commentated on Bahrain Short in another league, and to be honest, it was amazing. So much action everywhere, and the drivers have been giving it their all. And I'm sure they want to end their season on a high so they can carry their momentum onto F1 2021. Their handling may be different, I do not know, but at least they can have a bit of a warm-up ready for next season. All information about when next season will start will also be on the Twitter as well. So we're about to get underway very, very shortly. It's going to be bittersweet. What on earth am I going to be doing with my Wednesday nights for quite a bit, because it's going to be quite a long break. So, you know, it's going to be very, very intriguing. But hopefully, it will be worth it for the new game. But without further ado, the final race of VSL Season 6 is underway. Carl's got a really good start over Peter. Akon is really being caught napping from Yuri as they make their way towards turn 1. Look at this. Yuri came out of nowhere as he tried to go on the right-hand side of Pete. Couldn't quite do it at this stage. But it's probably going to be more risk, like I said earlier on. But looks like it's a pretty clean turn 1 and 2. Heading towards turn 4 and 5 now. No damage, I don't think. But Brandon has dropped off a little bit so far, but the sector times are obviously going to be very, very short. So I wonder if a few drivers are going to be making some bold moves and undercuts today based on what they saw last week. And depending when they pit, they don't want to pit too early or too late because they could get lapped. So here comes Akon on Yuri on the right-hand side, trying to fight back as well. We also got a side-by-side action with Newgarden there heading towards the final corner. A similar overtake to what we saw Mata do last week in the full version of the track. So you can see then, can Newgarden get the better straight line speed? We've got, I think it's Panos going for a move, is it? Panos with a little bit of wheel spin, and we already see some end plate missing at the moment. I think we're already on lap 3 or lap 2. It's hard to tell with these short tracks. But Glott is already in the pit, so he must have picked up damage somewhere, which was a bit unfortunate. But look at this for a battle. We got Mata alongside M. Ryan then. So M. Ryan just about covers M. Ryan off, but you're seeing people making moves that they don't necessarily make moves on. So great to see. You're not going to lose out on too much, but here comes Ahmed. Better grip on the tyres, I assume, because he's a lot faster. Bit of a lock up from Emrine. He's made a mistake. Newgarden has spun. Don't know what's happened to him. He's spun in the final corner, but that's not important right now. Ahmed tries to go for the cutback. We also got Mata and Tony going side by side into turn 1. The liveries look so good in Bahrain, but does it translate to action on the track? Well, Mata thinks it is, and he does the move perfectly. Fantastically, nicely controlled. And I shouldn't use these two words in one sentence, but there we go. M. Ryan closing in just a little bit more on J. Luke. 0.6 of a second. Maybe the means may have not been the best, but Jamie has stayed out of trouble. Jamie has gone all the way into P8, so he's usually a person that likes to gain positions. So we're going to see then if he goes for a potential other lunge very, very soon, but the gap has already increased up front. Kyle, 1.1 second over Pete right now. I wonder if people are going to use the DRS. Ahmed, not close enough. Neither is Jamie. M. Ryan. Ryan Berry. Maybe Glock on panels potentially soon, but watch Akon actually, because he's very close onto the entry of 4 into 5. No, but I think he just lost a little bit of time on exit of 5. And that really did not help him at all. And Yuri was like, thank you very much. That is my position there. As Glock, a 1 minute 1:01 as the fastest lap at this moment in time, as Panos, I believe, went into the pit. So that's why obviously Glock and Panos were fighting in the background. And it just gets so quickly before the drivers actually get lapped as well. So if there's safety cars that get thrown into the mix, that won't be good with the Ghost being held up. I think when that DRS training dirty, yeah, I think that's why we're not seeing many overtakes, but probably much closer gaps towards the end, like I said. And I think Akon could be close onto the back of Yuri again. He seems to be getting a little bit of speed heading into this corner, but then after that, he tends to lose it. Probably because of the little bit of slide, maybe his setup maybe doesn't like that corner, I don't know. I am not the setup guru, so do not ask me. Obviously ask the drivers. So we've already done obviously 5 laps of this race. And we can see then potential pit stops. I will keep a reminder of the potential pit stops. I think roughly 24 to 26 for the people that are doing a 1 stop. Mediums to the soft lap 32 to 33. We can see then, this is where Akon is going to be like, right, I'm not going to wait any longer. I've got the pace right now. And he's going to prove Yuri wrong. Team Green doing not too bad today. Going side by side. Yuri defends to the outside. But Akon is really using all the grip on the track that he needs. Akon's up to third, but what about Yuri? Can he get a lunge on the left-hand side into turn 6, I think it is. Yes, it is turn 6. I did get it right. And now heading towards turn 7. I think he edges the edge there, but Mata gets past Tony by the looks of things. And he's now chasing on the back of this train. So let's see if Mata can have the straight line speed that he needs right now. Don't forget, he started near the back and he's all the way up into 5th at the moment. That is the reason why he is the champion of VSL, because of that. And I think even before turn 1, he's going to get the move done anyway. Or maybe not, actually. He's got past one driver, but he hasn't got past Yuri yet. So we will see with Yuri what Yuri could fight back with. Because I know Yuri wants to get his best result of the season, but he's doing all he can at the moment. Rhino doing quite well, still in the points at the moment. Don't forget the top 12 do score points in this league. And the 2 extra bonus points for fastest lap anywhere in the top 15. Brandon with a perfect move there into turn 8. Well, turn 7 actually. And he kept it nice control through 8 as well. So, heading towards turn 9 and a little kink of 10. I don't know why you corner a corner, but it is a corner anyway. As we're already starting to see time penalties. Meanwhile, Mata finally gets past Yuri up into 3rd. As we get chased down for 2nd. Ahmed, there's people blinking. And is allowing more people just to go for moves. This is what we like to see here at VSL F1. Ahmed still going side by side into the turn 5 corner. And I think Ahmed just has the edge on J-Luke. But how about J-Luke getting the edge here? People probably making a mistake here. It's obviously J-Luke, Tony versus Ahmed. And look at that beautiful move through 7. That was amazing. Jamie is up into 6th position. But I know Tony would want to get Ahmed off his back for sure. So if I was him, Tony, you got to get past Jamie now so you don't have Ahmed bothering you for company. So we'll see what Ahmed could do then. 110, he's got his DRS, 42% ERS. So he's doing all right on that front. Plenty of deployment as well. So I think he should be fine. He's not going to derate unless he uses all of it in 1 lap, which I would not advise around this track. how quick the lap is depends on obviously how well you push your tyres as well. How about Acorn then? 2 tenths behind now. He's dropped a little bit of time on Yuri, but he knows that he could still close in just a little bit. So Acorn, I think he's lost a bit of time in that final sector, I think, which is not ideal. We're on lap 10 already of this race, and with some major moves to be gained and maybe some major moves to be lost as well. And since it's going to be a long race as well, that's why I've got plenty of drinks with me. And I think the more times that you stay behind the driver around this track, the more that the DRS train is going to grow and grow and grow. In particular with the crossover point as well, that will start to emerge very soon. So we've got Jamie, who is in the middle of that train, but he can't quite catch up to Acorn and Yuri now. Panos has dropped a bit of pace as well. Glock has got past him into turn 3, now into 4. And let's see what Glock can potentially hold on to. But we're going to watch the battle for 4th place. Yuri's found some time. I think Yuri was caught napping because Acorn was having none of that. But look at that. There wasn't much space at all. But Acorn still got the move done. I'm in the 4th place. How about Tony? Tony's going to probably do a similar move. But I'm sure that Ahmed is going to possibly go for the switchback, which he does not. Unfortunately, the camera couldn't quite do it justice, sadly. So, but brilliant stuff there. You can find Tony still in his train now. Panos still are in the battle with the likes of Glock. But here comes Lee on Newgarden into turn 6. And he's in 11th place right now. But he will drop down to 12. Oh, Newgarden's coming back through 7. I think Newgarden caught Lee making a mistake, but Lee handled it with great maturity at the moment. And it's allowing Newgarden to push harder and harder and harder to make sure he can get these moves correct. Meanwhile, let's jump to the front. We've got Yuri on Acorn once again. It's like a switch ding-dong battle. Tony gets past Brandon, and, well, Tony is probably been passed by J-Luke, but he's been under pressure now from Brandon, Ahmed. And I did tell you, the DRS train will grow if you do not get past J-Luke. So, obviously, Tony has not been listening. Here comes Brandon through 6. Can he defend, attack to the left-hand side? Tony wants to score as many points as he can, and he's not giving up without a fight. Through 7 into 8 now. I think Brandon has a better exit into 8. So Brandon up into P7. But what about Tony heading towards that final corner? He's going to have the DRS. Brandon does not. So I wonder if Brandon made a mistake then. I wonder if Tony was just waiting for a perfect opportunity to go into turn 1. You can see at the back, Brandon's running out of VRS, so it's like perfect opportunity for Tony. He gets past Brandon. But for how much longer? Here we go. Brandon with a lovely switch back there. You got to get the move stick, and that's what Tony did not do. He didn't really check the mirrors at that point. You're like, oh, I think I made that move stick, and for some reason, and you have someone else on the right-hand side of you, and you just got to react very quickly. Here comes Ahmed. I think the negative mindset has not helped him ever so slightly. We did see some battles happening in the background, and the crossover point is almost happening, ladies and gentlemen. J-Luke is catching up to Yuri already. J-Luke is quick. And the only people having their own races is potentially, obviously, Pete and Kyle. So, and maybe Matta, but Matta and Pete are going side by side right now. And it's like it was last week, except obviously Matta was leading last week and Kyle was second. So Mata probably going to get driver of the day if he keeps it up with the amount of positions he's gained this race. And I think I can tell that he did probably invalidate on purpose. But that means we could get a nice battle for first place, which is all we want to see. And we can see the true pace of Carl and the true pace of Mata all in one. So that's what we like to see. Even though the championship was already decided, we still get the championship rivals fighting it out. Because they've got P1 and P2 in the bag, but they still want to put a show for the fans. P does not want P2 out of his sights, but he knows he's probably going to accept that bat. As Carl goes into the pits then, so he's doing his first of his 2 stops. I thought it would have been a few laps time before they pitted, but I'm guessing the undercut would be powerful around it. But let's watch this DRS train. Yuri onto the back of Akon. Not this time. So will this allow Jamie to play the backseat role and just wait for the drivers to make a mistake through 3 and 4? This is where more drivers seem to be making mistakes, so I will not be surprised if Jamie just sends it up the inside or something like that. So Lee is also pitted as well. So Carl goes on to the mediums and he is in 11th place. Now, oh! I think that was a slidey moment for J-Luke, and he's lost his front wing. So he was running in a good position. He's gained position up the start, and unfortunately, that is an example of commentator's curse there. So I do apologise. So he'll probably have to go into the pits and probably go on a completely different strategy. Sometimes you really got to think on the fly, and some people will probably have not do that. When I usually think of strategy, I always think of a plan A, a plan B, C, D, etc. And then if all those plans go to pot, then I try to think of a plan X when obviously I have the most rubbish race of my life. So you got to think strategically. So that is what Jamie is going to think about. Jamie on another set of softs, interesting. So he wants to carry on with his soft strategy. I thought he would have gone on to the hards personally, but knowing him, he doesn't like the hards around here. So he wants to avoid the hard from all costs. So we'll see then. Ahmed, Tony. It's going on all race long so far. And you can see then Yuri into the pit. So Yuri responding to Carl by the looks of things. I'm surprised that Mata hasn't, because he's on the 2 stop as well. So I wonder if he's going to lose time, or maybe he found out what happened in the race last time potentially as well. But we will see, of course, as Newgarden's off into the pits for the mediums. Let me just check if it was strategic. I think it was strategic. I can look at the pit stops. Yes, it was strategic. So Yuri and Newgarden were strategic pit stops. So where would Carl end up? So Carl is around, as he's a gap to Yuri, but I don't think it would have probably made a difference. And I think Mata had no other choice. I think he had to pit onto the mediums. And it looked like from the onboard that he got held up, but I don't think he got held up. So we're going to watch Carl then as he goes towards the final corner, and I think he's going to get to the undercut. I think he knows what happened last week with Mata. Even though he did the undercut, Mata still got ahead in the end. So maybe they just want to carry on with the battle that they had last week. And Carl thinking, don't try something that's don't basically do anything new if you think it's not broken, basically. And the undercut has probably worked wonders. Mata is probably thinking the same thing too. What We're almost heading on to lap 9. Well, yeah, we're about to head to lap 19 now. Pete still leads. Akon in second. Brandon in third. Don't forget these 4 drivers yet to stop, but they are on the one-stop strategy. They'll be going on to the medium compound tyres. I'm surprised that there's no safety car yet, as Carl's got past Ryan Berry on the fresh and mediums. Well, it is to be expected, not gonna lie. So Carl up into 5th on the road. And we're going to look at the gap to leader as well. So let me just have a look at that. So I'll look at the pit lane loss as well just to see. But gap to leader between Carl and Pete, 16 seconds. You lose 19 to 21 seconds in the pit stop. So Carl would take the lead by quite some margin. But I think Carl will need to pit obviously one more time because he's doing a 2-stop. So at the end of the day, not bad. Not bad. But he's got to really stretch out that gap when everyone else has gone to make their pit stops. So we have got Ryan Berry into the pits then, nice and early. But what about Brandon and Akon then? Akon and Brandon, one of the 2 drivers that stayed out, heading into turn 3 and 4 then. Brandon fighting off for dear life. Defensive work was superb there. But I know Akon will probably want to try and get the move through 6th, which I don't think he's going to do. But he's seeing Brandon flashing lights on at the back, which means there's trouble ahead for Brandon. And this could possibly give Akon some breathing space. Give Akon some needed confidence so he could potentially get that move done. And I mean done. So we'll see what happens there. Now, any of the drivers in the front pitting. Pete is not pitting. Brandon is not pitting either. Akon and Tony are staying out. So the 4 ones on the 1-stop, they're not budging. Yuri doesn't need to 1-stop. He's staying out. And he's on the softs as well. So he's doing a double soft stint. So he will be going on to the mediums at the end of the race. But I'm sure that maybe he wants to be faster than everybody else. Maybe he could pit the same time as the ones on the softs already. And that could be a really good counter strategy. So he could go on to the mediums and then that will get to the end. But because he knows he probably would have lost time if he was on the older softs anyway, to the likes of Kyle. But he's only like 10 seconds down the road anyway from Kyle. So that probably did not make much difference, but there we go. It does happen. And we've got Kyle, who's probably going to try and get past in traffic, which is easier said than done. But I know Tony does not want to fight this, so I think he's going to let Kyle through, which he does. So Kyle is up into 4th position. And it won't be that long before he goes into 3rd as well. Glock been on those tyres for 19 laps. One of the drivers who had to pit early due to damage. Same with Panos as well. The gap was quite close earlier, but Panos must be struggling on pace. So that's probably why Glock was able to get ahead by a lot. By around about 8 seconds. Has more penalties. I believe Pete has picked up his first one. So that's probably given Brandon some confidence as well. And I wonder if the people that have been on the softs are probably praying for a safety car, because if there is a safety car, that could play right into their hands. And I think the ones that obviously are just pitted and may not need to stop again, they'll be like, no safety car. Unless the mediums don't make it, which they won't. So, to be honest, they would not mind it too much. So, we've got 5 temps now, 4 temps. We've got a yellow flag. That's Panos out of the session. And are we going to get our first safety car? He's binned it. And Jamie was thinking about it. He was waiting to see if there was going to be a safety car potentially as well. but there wasn't. So I think, but there's been a yellow flag for quite a bit. So when is the game going to decide? No, the imaginary marshals decided to get rid of Panos' car. I thought it would have been a safety car, but obviously. And their pits are not ready. His pit crew's not ready. Oh, what's happened there? That's a very weird glitch. But his pit stop was still good anyway. But he's going to lose so much time already to the likes of Kyle and Mata. And maybe Yuri potentially as well. Here comes Yuri. I think Yuri's going to be miles ahead. Or maybe. A free DRS tray now between Yuri, Glock and Pete now. I wonder if the two yellow cars will be coming together. It will be interesting to hear from Panos about why he retired and how he lost it, because I think he made a mistake which did not warrant retirement, but it is what it is with the model on this game. And it's a shame actually, because I kind of wanted all drivers to actually finish this race, but unfortunately we're not. Brandon's in the pits. So Brandon must be responding to Pete. That's going to get interesting. It may turn into a 4-car battle soon. So Brandon goes on to the mediums. Now, question is, will they make it to the end? Yes, they will. Because mediums can last 33 laps, don't forget. So here comes Pete. Pete comfortably ahead. No, Yuri is still ahead. Glock got past Pete. This is interesting. Very interesting. Brandon is out of this fight now, which he was in the fight with Pete, but not anymore. So Glock having the edge there on his rival. Don't forget, Glock joined midway through the season. Has got a couple of wins. Some of them are very dominant actually this season, and he definitely deserved it. And there were some tracks where he did get very, very unlucky, and that probably not helped his confidence. But Kyle is now, was your net race leader, and is now your on-track net race leader too, by 2.1 seconds over Matters. So more dominant last week, maybe due to the fact that there's not many heavy braking zones this week, apart from potentially turn 1. So Aiko goes into the pit as well, so I'll keep an eye on who has done stops. Everybody has done but one stop. Some of them will not have to pit again, and some of the drivers will be pitting again. Let's watch Yuri. Yuri on those soft tyres. The delta, don't forget, 0.7 of a second per lap. So he's already gained massive on this car fight. He's already got past Pete and Brandon. But I wonder if Glock is quicker than Yuri. That is my question. It's really, really hard to tell at times. And obviously, Glock will have to stay out a bit longer because he can either go on hards or soft next, and you really don't want to be going on hards. So, unless Glock started on the soft, which he might have done. A bit of a love tap into turn 1 then between Yuri and Glock, but they kept it clean at least. That was all good and dandy for them. Yuri almost going off the track there. We probably will see more penalties at this point. Here comes Pete on the attack then. DRS open for Glock. Not Pete, sorry. So Glock up into 4th, but how long? Glock on the right-hand side. He comes. And it's a bit of front wing, there's a bit of contact, so Pete's going to fight back now. Pete's going to be on a huge attack, and he's going to do a Nico Hulkenberg. See you later, I can tell you that. So Pete is up into 4th position. And we've got Glock in the pits, and to be honest, he had no other choice really. So let's see what he could do. Let's watch Pete and Yuri then. Pete gets past Yuri. But does Glock have damage? So hard to tell, actually. Yes, he does have damage. Okay, so I'm guessing he's going on to minions, which will get to the... Oh, he's on the softs. Oh, that's a bit of a risk. He will have to stop one more. He's definitely got to stop one more time, surely. Unless there's a safety car, which is not going to happen. But plenty of laps still to go in this race. We're pretty much halfway of this race now. And Carl still leads. Mata in second. Those are the two drivers that will need to do the two-stop. Pete, Yuri. Now you don't have to do the two-stop, but Yuri will have to pit again. Ryan Berry, I believe, will have to pit again too. Lee picks up another penalty. And because of, obviously, the shortened track, people are just using more ERS early on. And you don't really want to do that because usually in the heavy braking zone such as this one, that's when you recharge your ERS. But there's not many, so you've really got to try and find ways to save it, even when you're on a three-car fight, for example. And that's really, really hard around this track. So the drivers are probably going to be a bit worried. And to be honest, some of these drivers tonight, obviously, because it's the season finale, it's probably go hard or go home, to be honest. That is the true factor of what these drivers will be doing. And this week has gone very, very fast already for the drivers. And before you know it, the race will go quickly as well. And there will be the end of the season. And I think Pete just has the edge on Yuri with the more managed tyres, obviously, because they can go until the end of the race. Whereas Yuri's tyre temps maybe not the best right now. But he's giving it his all. And oh my goodness. Where on earth did that lap come from Mr. Glock here? That was insane. So Glock got the fastest lap. Are they on some kind of rogue energy or something? That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's just insane. Well done to Glock. Almost in fastest lap territory already. That is just wow. I don't know why I'm that impressed by it, but I am. I just am, okay? So anyway, let me get the gap to intervals now, just so you can see how close these battles are. We're on lap 31 now. And once again, people I think are probably starting to get a bit tired for some of the drivers as well, because if they're driving the same big track so many times, even if it's a short track, it could get tiresome. So obviously with the likes of Ryan Berry may have the upper hand on the soft now, but when it gets towards the end, it's best for him to be on the medium. So Pete, Jamie, Newgarden and Lee are on penalties right now, and if there's a safety car, then they're going to be like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. So here comes Yuri on Pete then. As I was just talking about penalties, Lee has picked himself a 3-second time penalty as well. Not ideal, but at least he's still going in this race. Let's watch Glock. Glock would have been high up there near the top, and that almost would have ended in tears. Glock has got to be a little bit careful there, but Glock is allowed to take gambles. A bit of a slide for Newgarden. That is advantage Glock here. He's got to focus on the rest of the race. He can't let the mistakes from earlier phase him. And that's helped him right there. Glock up into 11th position. Still in the points as we speak. He does not have any penalties either. But I don't think he's going to catch up to Tony unless the deltas change massively, but we will see. We've got a battle for the lead. Mata has closed the gap to Kyle. And I think Mata just has more consistent pace over Carl. I think he could hook up a bit of a lapse more than Carl by the looks of things around this track. I think Mata likes, obviously, the night tracks. Mata's good at Singapore. He has told me a little bit more about that. So that is great to see. And I want to hear your thoughts as well in the chat. What tracks? Obviously, I think they were talking about which tracks you're going to miss that are not going to be in. Obviously, you're going to miss Hanoi. To be honest, I'm not going to miss Hanoi. I'm glad Hanoi is not on the game. So, thank goodness I don't have to drive that again, because otherwise I would probably kill myself. So, there we go. But anyway, here comes Mata. Mata definitely gained out on the corners just then, but not quite enough. The chrome and the bit of the gold that he has on his livery is definitely showing. I wonder if we're going to see some donuts from any of the drivers tonight. I wonder. Only time will tell. So here comes Mata for the lunge. 85% to Mata. I don't know what's happened to his ERS energy, but he is saving like no tomorrow. He's only going for moves that he sees fit. Obviously, once he got past the likes of Pete and Yuri, he was able just to fend for himself, save it ERS, and then when he got to Kyle, only uses the overtake when he could get close to him. It is that simple. He's doing very well. P, on the other hand, not doing as well with his ERS management. Yuri doing a lot better in terms of that. We've got, of course, Brandon in 5th position. Almost in the 0% bracket of ERS, which is not ideal. Same with Ryan Berry. Akon as well. J. Luke, who would have wanted to be on a different strategy. Probably the normal strategy today, but at the end of the day, I think the race could have been a lot worse. Looking at position changes, he's gained 3 still. So, maybe quite some drivers have probably had a few drivers. No, wait, what am I saying? My words are not in tonight. A lot of drivers have been making mistakes. J-Luke has only made 1 big mistake, whereas a few drivers have made some small mistakes. That's allowing Jamie to climb his way up the field again. And he's not that far behind Akon either. Biggest gain, obviously, Matt up 10. Brandon up 8. Block up 5 as he gets past Tony. Busy get past Ahmed. They've been still fighting for ever so long. Glock goes for the cheeky cutback on Ahmed, and it's definitely helped. He's taken the shortest run to the line. Glock is up into 9th position. 9th position goes the yellow car. I was about to say Renault, but it's not a Renault. It is the multiplayer cars, don't forget. And we still got 20 laps to go of this Bahrain short Grand Prix. And plenty of things that could go right for the drivers. And plenty of things that could possibly go wrong. So meanwhile, Glock, I think, got past J-League as he's into the pits. I think it's a strategic call by the looks of things. Yes, it is, as he goes on to the soft tyres. So, let's watch out for Mata once again. This time he's even closer and closer. Could be game on here. And I think he's only going to use his ERS when he sees fit. So, watch out for the use of overtake. Is he going to be using his overtake? Or can he get past without the overtake? He's going to try and get past without the overtake. That is a madman, but Carl covers him off. Carl, I think, must have used the overtake. Carl did save BBOS as well. Not quite as much as what Mata is saving at the moment, but at least he's saving quite a bit at the end of the day. So 3 attempts once again on Kyle. Not much more these two could do in terms of championship, but oh, that was a slide for Mata. I think that could have costed him very, very dearly there, but thank goodness it wasn't a worse scenario. He probably would have got into the wall. If I was him, I probably would have, you know. So, very good and well handled car control from the pair of them. So we'll see what Matt can do this lap. 5 attempts is the gap now. Is there much more these two drivers could do? Maybe, potentially. And we've got, I think, Yuri going into the pits for his final stops. Obviously, he did a soft, medium strategy, so of course he had to pit. Don't forget, Carl and Mata still need to pit one more time, so when are they going to pit? Will they have to respond to Yuri? If I were them, I probably will have to respond to Yuri. But Carl and Mata are going to be on the softer tyres anyway, so I wonder if they wanted to pit a bit later. So let's see what these two can do. Mata still thought about it, but I think he wanted to not change his mind about doing the undercut, but Kyle was committed. He stuck to his strategy, and he's going to go on the soft tyres. So for Mata, he's going to have the benefit of pushing more at the later stages, whereas Kyle is probably going to do a lot more to manage his tyres. So that will put Pete in the race lead. But with people on fresher softs, it's going to be game on. So Mata will be the only one that will need to stop one mandatory time. Obviously, there's quite a few people that may need to pit again for some reason. Obviously, Ryan Berry is one of those drivers. Interestingly, the 2 stop has not proven to be that bad for Ryan Berry and Jayden, because obviously they will be on the fresher rubber. And potentially we've got about 15 minutes of action still to go, and plenty of things that could go wrong. So here comes Carl, they're on the fresher soft. You can see how much faster these tyres are. So Carl cannot afford to be held up, because you can see Mata has gone into the pit lane. So maybe Akon could be holding up Carl on purpose. Nope, he's not. He's being a good gentleman and letting Carl pass. And Mata, oh, it's going to be close into turn 1. But Carl just edges him. But you can see that it was even closer in these set of stops and the last set of stops. So game on for the battle between Mata versus Kyle. And I think Akon has let Mata through there. So this could be very good strategic call there. So I believe everybody has done their their stops that they're meant to be doing. So all is well in that front. So I think a bit of a relief for the drivers that most of these drivers won't have to stop again. Ryan is, though. He's hanging him out at the moment, but he's still giving it his all, and I think you can tell that he wants to get fastest lap, still get the 2 points, even though he probably will be lapped anyway. But in this league, it's all about having fun, and if you do have fun, then that's more important than sometimes positions with these smaller leagues. And obviously, ghosting is off. He could just keep running at his merry way, and obviously, he should be fine. So Pete still leads. He is increasing the gap to Brandon, but he knows that Carl and Mata will be catching up very swiftly. So Pete will need to get a move on Lee has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Will that be curtains for Mr. Lee, or will he stay out? He stays out. He goes on to the soft tyres. So I would say, bit of a relief for Lee that he's going to get those soft tyres now, because the softs have a little bit more of a grip than obviously the mediums and all the hards. No one has gone hards pretty much, but here we go. Mata, this is the first chance he's had in a while to take the lead, and he's taken advantage of that into turn 1. He knows he's going to get past some lap traffic as well, which is going to be even more difficult. Kyle wants to get rid of Mata as quickly as he possibly can. He also takes a choice run into turn 6. Can he keep it there? Probably not the ideal line he's probably going to take heading into turn 7, but he's probably going to have to concede at this moment in time. But he's probably going to try next lap, heading towards turn 8 then. Kyle, still 4/10 of a second then. Mata with the fresher tyres has probably benefited him in some way. Final corner then. Could Kyle go for a similar overtake to what we saw with the likes of Mata to take the championship last week? This is what potentially we could be seeing. So could Kyle go for another lunge? He is not going to go for another lunge. Okay. I think I was expecting, I would say, more from Kyle, but to be honest, he's not giving up. Meanwhile, Newgarden in the background has got past Ahmed. I think Ahmed may have had a little bit of an issue, had a bit of a spin there. I don't think he's picked up damage though, so again, relief there. But let's watch Mata and Kyle. You're probably just going to watch them go side by side throughout the whole of the lap racing. That would be amazing. He's got Lee the lap car to contend with, and he's also got Brandon, who has been on the 2-stop for quite some margin. The 1-stop for quite some margin. Obviously, he started on soft. He's on the mediums. Is he going to fight this one? He is going to try and make sure Mata does not get any slipstream. Carl may take advantage of that as well. It's going to be free wide as well. Also rides the lap car. Luckily, the lap car's a ghost as well. Mata has got Brandon up into P2 of this race. Carl also got him as well. So it just shows that the delta between the softs and the mediums is high around this track. And Brandon's probably regretted doing what he needs to do today. But at least he's still on for some good points. And the question that I would like to know is as well, will Mata and Carl use their slipstream to try and close the gap to Pete? Or will Pete take the final victory of the season? Let us know your thoughts in the chat. And don't forget, if you want to know about next season, make sure you click the subscribe button, turn notifications on, also click the thumbs up button as well. We want to try and get as many likes as we can. I don't know what has happened, but Lee's on 17 seconds worth of penalties. That is not good. He's got to be careful, because otherwise he's going to get a big fat disqualification. So I think Lee, just running his own race. And it's going to be hard, I think, for him to get fastest lap. So he may get no points at all, which is not ideal. But the ones chasing for the most points possible are these two. The gap now between these guys and Pete, 7.1. So they gained about a second now. That is very, very impressive. Now 6.9. So they're biting into the time right now. It's not going to be long before Pete's tyres start to die. But Kyle was almost going to go for another lunge there once again. Could this go down to the wire? Could we see a photo finish? I really do hope we do. That could be a really good end to obviously our championship finale. And it's going to be a bit of a shame to see it end this season, but obviously we still got next season. plenty of things in the works at this moment in time. And if you're having doubts on signing up for next season, don't have doubts, because honestly, next season is going to be absolutely amazing on the new F1 2021 game. I do hope the spectator view is better, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if it is better, but I really hope it is. Or we'll find out if it is better, obviously, when we get the game on the 16th of July. Almost a month away, actually. Well, a month away in 2 weeks, I have to say. So, it'll be there before you know it. It'll be there before you know it. And I don't have many commentaries on this game left, all league races. So, I will be keeping the game for a while, for maybe some open lobbies, but it's probably going to be the earliest that I've ever stopped doing commentaries on this game. Because usually, I think on the last game, I think it was a few days before the end of the game cycle and I was still commentating. So, most of the leagues that I'm commentating on is ending very, very soon as well. Obviously, they got to have contingencies in place. So Kyle then, 5 tenths then. I don't think it's going to be quite enough to get him on this lap, but maybe he's going to get him this lap. We're on lap 49 now. Plenty of laps to go. Plenty of opportunities for some brave moves to be made, and plenty of opportunities for possible people to make mistakes. So, Kyle has got to be on his A game. Maybe Kyle could potentially force Mata into a mistake and get a penalty. And that could probably inherit in the race win. That's what some people have got to think about as well. Because even though it may not make a difference in the championship, you definitely, these two are probably racing for the glory now, because they lapped quite a bit of the field already. And they just want to have a bit of fun as well. And I just want them to see them go side by side for the whole lap. That would be amazing, but that's very, very brave for you to do it. So you can see them. Kyle just can't quite get done, but what about Glock? Glock on 21 laps of softs gets past Brandon. How on earth is he doing that? That's just insane. And reminder, softs can last 26 laps. They're almost going to be at breaking point. So for Glock, really, it's do or die. So it'll be interesting to see how, I would say, Glock fares in this situation, but I'm impressed with Glock that he's fighting for a comeback. But yeah, it is do or die, and you can probably see Brandon still in that train. And look at that already, gap between Mata, Carl and Pete is almost at 1 second. Who would have thought that? And we got Kyle fighting still. This could be probably a very good championship finale, so please do not tune out. Make sure you watch this stream, because it's going to be amazing. Who knows, I may probably clip this at the end of it, but you never know. So here we go then. Here comes Kyle. You can see also Pete in the mirrors as well. A few of the drivers will probably need to be out the way to be lapped as well. So that could play a very important factor. Let us know in the chat, guys, who you think is going to win this race. Has your predictions changed since I last spoke to you about them, or have they pretty much stayed the same? DRS now is enabled for Mata now, so it's probably going to be even harder for Kyle to get past. Maybe Kyle's going to wait until Mata passes Pete. Mata goes to the right-hand side. So does Kyle. Kyle almost went for the double overtake, but Pete is fighting back again. Who cares that Pete's on the medium compounder tyres? He wants that podium so bad. So Pete dropped down to 3rd place, but to be honest, it is to be expected. But watch out for the final few laps. Pete could still be on this. And I wonder how Pete's tire's looking right now. Oh, Pete's in the wall. Pete's in the wall. Pete's out the race. And we got a safety car. I think we have. Have we got a safety car? Where are the boards? VSC. Oh, I thought there would have been a safety car, but I think Pete had a little slight understeer, and just like that, the battle for the race wins over for Pete. So he's now going to be in 14th position and a DNF. Not quite the way he wanted to end this season, and he's probably not going to be impressed that I've caught the retirement on stream. But there we go. But unfortunately, you can't really see the flags on screen anyway, so that's annoying. You can see the boards, VSC, very, very clear. So I wonder how long the VSC is going to hold off for. Probably, I think the VSC would potentially come in now. That was good timing, but Ryan Berry, it's probably not what he wanted. Ryan Berry has got a drive-through penalty for speeding on the virtual safety car. As Jamie gets past Yuri. Jamie on the fight back all of a sudden. Look at this. Jamie doing a different strategy to Yuri has probably paid off just a little bit. We got red versus pink versus red. Yuri is in a team red sandwich right now. Jamie is trying to help his teammate Ryan Berry so much. Ryan Berry gets a better line and good teamwork from the red pairing. And that's unfortunately did not help Yuri. Yuri's down to 8th. Ryan Berry unfortunately though goes into the pits to serve his drive-through. So obviously if you don't serve it in plenty of time, you are going to get disqualified, which won't be the best. So now Yuri doesn't have to worry about Ryan Berry anymore. You could just focus on J-Luke. You never know, J-Luke could make a mistake, potentially. So we got Tony then, who gets past Ryan Berry in the pits. So Tony up into 8th position. I wonder where Ryan Berry would have been without that drive-through. I think he would have been high up there, so probably something that he has regretted for a long time to come. But you can see Ryan Berry just probably wants to forget that it's happened, and he still wants to have a battle, for goodness sake. So we still got a battle for the lead. 3 more laps to go of this Bahrain Short Grand Prix. 3 more laps to go until the end of VSL Season 6. 3 more laps to go until the end of the VSL action on F1 2020 before we move on to the brand new game of F1 2021. And I have to say, we've had some highs in this league from drivers and we had some lows. And these two battling is definitely on the high list at this moment in time. So we're going to see then, is Carl saving his best to last? He's been saving everything. He's got the most to gain in this situation. Mata has got the most to lose in this situation. What's going to happen? Mata closes the door on Carl into turn 1. That's probably helped him a little bit as well. Mata has the one disadvantage here because he has no DRS, whereas Kyle does. So maybe that's why Carl was gaining just a little bit. But we've got half a lap to go of this race and then it'll be over. So Kyle just saving all he needs right now. Mata has got also plenty of BRS that he needs, more than Kyle. So this is game on. And then Ryan's hitting the fast lap of the race, so he could be on for 2 fastest lap points. So that'll be a good way to end the season, so everyone would potentially score points if that's the case. Final lap then. Kyle, he's got to go for the lunge. Matt can see Kyle in his mirrors. Matt is trying to break the slipstream on Kyle. And that's helped Matter, and that's hindered Kyle. One more small mistake can ruin the chance of a race victory. But I don't think Kyle is going to get the victory unless something disastrous happens to Mata. And I think he's probably given up Mr. Carr there. But we've had a very good fight between these two. Great fight last week for the championship. Also, good fight obviously tonight, even though both championships have been decided. So we're going to see then, Mata, for the final time this season, is going to come across the line and he wins the final race of the season. He wins the final race of F1 2020. Bravo to Mata, your champion. Kyle in second. Glock with a fantastic comeback. I would have to say one of my drivers of the day will get P3. Brandon will probably get P3 from him due to penalties. Oh no, okay, I don't think they got penalties. That's probably why then. So Glock third, Brandon in fourth, Akon in fifth, J-Luke in sixth, Yuri will come across the line in sixth because Jamie has got penalties. And Ryan Berry is trying to not be lapped by M. Ryan, but he's going to get lapped anyway. Actually, no, M. Ryan doesn't want to be lapped by Ryan Berry, other way around. So Ryan Berry comes across the line in 8th, M. Ryan in 13th, Lee 12th. And we're just waiting for Ahmed and Newgarden to cross the line. And they were having a little bit of a fight as well, so that's all I like. There we have it then. Season over. Like that. And Glock gets driver of the day in game, and I have to say Glock gets my driver of the day as well. So well done to Glock, because I thought his race was over with that damage earlier, but what could it be for Glock if he did not get that damage? And typical that, obviously, Mata is wearing the Michael Schumacher suit today. And gloves, most likely. So fair play to him. Suits him well, actually. So he's a double winner here in Bahrain. He won at the full circuit last week, and he won here tonight. So we'll go through your final standings. I do believe M. Ryan does get the fast lap points. So everybody in the top 13 who's finished has got points. So well done to them. So we'll go for your order. Mata, from Kyle, from Glock, from Brandon, from Akon, from Yuri, from J-Luke, from Tony, from Ryan Berry, and from Ahmed in 10th. And we got Newgarden and Lee being your final finishes along with M. Ryan, and your retirements are Pete and Panos. And I'll let you have a look at the standings once again as well. Glock was very close to taking the fastest lap, actually. So if Glock maybe pushed a little bit harder, maybe he would have got it, but I don't know. I really don't know at this stage. So, unfortunately, that's all we got time for today's stream and for season 6. My oh my, honestly, I gotta say it's been a lot of fun to cover. An interesting story as well about this. Actually, Red Matt actually approached me. I think it was, January, I can't remember. It was definitely like middle of January or something like that. For saying, oh, we think you should commentate this league. We've got a great concept and we think you should do it. So I had a bit of a dive into the concept of what they were going to do. And I really liked that. And obviously, a lot of the people that I commentate on, I'm really good friends with. So, to be honest, for me, it was a good decision for me to do it. Because I've been treated to so many good races that I'm definitely wanting to do next season in the comments box. Maybe I would want to get someone else in with me as well, because that will be much nicer. But you never know with these situations. So it's been a lot of fun. So a few thank yous to make, actually. So thank you to the admin team. Without the admin team, there would be no VSL. They put in a lot of work this season. All do their bit to make sure that the league happens every week. I will give you a quick mention. We've got Risky, who's obviously the owner as well. And we got all the other admins. We've got Red Matt, Newgarden as well. Matt, obviously our champion. Brandon and Pete. So thank you to all of those that have been helping this season. We couldn't have done it without you guys. Obviously, thank you to the drivers as well, the team captains of each of the teams. So we've got Pete for yellow, Kyle for blue, Kev for red, but he's not here tonight, Matta for green, and Brandon for pink. So thank you for those captains as well. Thanks to all the drivers for some great battles as well. It's been very, very clean end to the season, so thank you to them. And also thank you to you guys for watching, because without you guys there'll be no stream, and quite a few people got involved in the chats as well, and wanted to find out what your favourite driver was doing as well, and it's been absolutely amazing. So I really do appreciate your support. Don't forget, the awards night for Season 6 will be happening very, very soon. I wonder if it's going to cover Season 5 as well, but I don't know. But more information about the awards night will be on Twitter at VSL_F1. And you'll also find out very soon as well about Season 7, including some very other cheeky things we got going on as well. I'm not going to say too much yet. You are going to have to find out, I have to say. But, you know, should be fun. We've got some things sorted. We've got some things in the pipeline. And the admin team have been working very hard to make sure that next season on the new game, on F1 2021, is going to be successful. And lastly, thank you to the admin team for allowing me to accept the offer to be in the commentary team for this season, and for giving me a nice welcome into the league as well when I joined. It was a lot of fun, and giving me some helpful tips as well on certain situations. And yeah, thank you to you guys as well. So without further ado, I'm going to wrap up the stream. I will see you. I don't know when I'll see you for the awards night, but I will keep you up to date on Twitter. But because I'm not sure when that is going to be. But thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you next time, whenever that next time is going to be. So have a good evening, everybody, and goodbye.